2021 for the Young Turks was horrendous. You see, when Donald Trump lost, I said he lost, YouTube. You should all congratulate me on my new ability to say that Donald Trump lost. But when he lost, since the Young Turks had become at that point the F Donald Trump channel, now that Donald Trump isn't a thing anymore, the views are low, their own audience is not buying their shit as much as they used to.
At TYT, our vision is to be the leading global brand in news and talk.
Look at the massive downvotes on this video. This is their audience.
The digital campfire for the world. Audiences increasingly sense that they're not getting the whole story or even the truth. And unlike conservative sites online, we're not bankrolled by billionaires looking to push their right-wing propaganda.
They've been having massive technical problems, like that time they fought a wind blower, and the wind blower won.
All right. Well, Young Turks, Cenk Uygur, Kasperian with you guys. Topsy-turvy world as usual.
This morning, can you guys mute your mics, please? This morning, President Biden announced that the rail workers have reached a bit of a deal with the employers at the rail companies. And, guys, we got. All right, everyone, welcome back. Sorry about that. We're still having some tech issues, unfortunately. Let me just do my best to get the story to you. This morning, President Biden announced that the rail unions have reached a tentative deal with the rail companies. You guys just let that sink in for a second. If they had a medical emergency and they couldn't make it to work because of that medical emergency, they would be retaliated against. This isn't even a debate about more paid time off. This is just a debate about like, hey, if something bad happens to us and we need to go to the doctor, can we just like not get fired or reprimanded for that? That's all they were asking for. And it took them literally years. It took a potential strike that would have an impact on the economy for them to finally agree to the bare minimum. But instead the rail workers aren't buying it. For instance, Jonah Berman,
now they have to lie about getting millions of views. But you can't hide the truth from me, baby! On November 2018, Anna Kasperian made a powerful point about the fundamental rights women have to their own abortions and dismantled anti-abortion conservatives on what the Bible says. Anna's commentary resonated with millions of people. Millions of... It's unlisted! The video's unlisted! Oh, what a bunch of fucking liars! Even their old friends started to call them out on their fucking bullshit.
This is what Cenk Uygur's doing with his time. His pressure campaign is to raise money from fucking poor people. This is from Cenk's iPhone. Oh my god, this is from TYT. Time is running out. 2020 has not been a great year for the media. With the economy in the tubes, many have had to make cuts, and independent media hasn't been immune. So give us money. The economy's tough. I bet you guys have it tough. Give us some money. But we still have a long way to go to reach our 2 million fundraising goal by the end of 2020, and time is running out. Now I'm asking you to make one more final push and then give us another 10 grand before midnight. Step up and give whatever amount you can. Hey, fuck off.
That guy was Jimmy Dore, an ex-TYT employee, a host. Now he's independent on his own YouTube channel, getting more views than the Young Turks. The audience seems to like him more. Also, he came up with a new idea to bring Medicare for all to the US called ForceTheVote. So not only this guy was critical of the Young Turks, not only he was coming up with ideas that resembled the things that Cenk Uygur used to come up with, but also he wasn't asking his audience for money to do this political shit. And thus, the great progressive civil war began between Jimmy Dore and Cenk Uygur. With Anna Kasperian showing her ass to try to Me Too Jimmy Dore, no one bought it, but all the grifter progressive YouTubers siding with the Young Turks, famous people showing up to shit on the Young Turks, journalists. It was crazy. It was like crazy, and I have all of it. The full Jimmy Dore saga, the civil war between the Young Turks and the Jimmy Dore show, here on the Soyless Matt Show. I have a full supercut. Let's watch it together, baby. Fuck yeah!
I have got an actual plan to get us a vote on Medicare for all in the House of Representatives. What? To win the House speakership, Pelosi needs to secure the majority of the full House. We need 15 Democrats. That's all we need. 15 Democrats to tell Nancy Pelosi that you will not vote for her as Speaker unless Medicare for all is put on the House floor for a vote. That's it.
God, Dore is such a fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
Jimmy Dore is a bore.
I wish I could have any of these guys on my stream for just 20 minutes to fucking shred them.
Jimmy Dore is a demagogue.
I unironically wonder if he has brain cancer.
Jimmy Dore is a piece of shit.
Jimmy Dore is a Republican.
Jimmy Dore.
And I know his audience, too. There is a good chunk of Trump supporters in his audience.
Why do you fucking hate poor people? Why do you hate black people so much? And I haven't seen much of the Jimmy Dore guy. I don't even know if people take this guy seriously. This guy seemed like an unhinged moron.
You have to be some kind of filth to watch Jimmy Dore and unironically think this motherfucker cares about you.
Quit following fucking demagogues and think! Just fucking think! Please, God, think! Think for your fucking selves, please!
I vehemently disagree with your stance on Jimmy Dore, Vosh. Whatever happened to holding politicians' feet to the fire? That's not holding politicians' feet to the fire, you fucking moron.
Most of the people that are part of Force the Vote are very good people with great intentions. There's tons and tons of Republicans in there. You look at the handles and you click on them, MAGA guys, and they love it. They're like, yeah. And here comes Jimmy Come Lately, who's like, I just had an idea yesterday. I don't know. I just had an idea. I didn't plan for it. But here, I'll blunder in and pretend I'm the one great guy who's had this figured out all along. Please. And his big strategy is, I don't know. Okay, Jesus Christ, man. Another thing that infuriates me is all those establishment guys in Washington right now snickering, go, progressives. They don't know anything. They had this stupid strategy that was never going to work. This clown show told you to hate Justice Democrats. Oh my God. You couldn't help the Republicans more. You couldn't help the corporate Democrats more. Pelosi's like, you're undermining the Justice Democrats. She's like, and with a nonsense strategy, she's like, how did I get this lucky? You believe a guy saying that they're taking Clinton cash?
There he is getting his $20 million from Clinton donors.
Come on, guys, come on. I want to win on not just show votes, but you cannot burn every progressive ally you have and then go, well, I don't know. I thought I'd just yell at him and then that would work. Well, it could, but it depends.
Here's the big one. You ready? He says, challenging progressives to defy Democratic leadership and force a floor vote on Medicare for all is so obvious, I've been pushing for it for 2 years.
So I want to force a vote. And say, no, you don't want to do it today. You want to do it tomorrow. You're a sellout, NATO cash, Clinton cash, whatever, etc. No, guys, I want to do it when it can work.
He's having a meltdown.
Because I think we should force a vote on Medicare for all. Stop listening to liars.
Text me, Cenk. What is going on?
The question is when you do it. And we're not talking about 3 years from now or 17 years from now. We're not establishment people.
There he is getting his $20 million from Clinton donors.
That's why it's important to have the right strategy and not the wrong strategy.
This is nuts what he's doing. Nuts.
Get angry at the right time, yell at the right time, put pressure on at the right time.
Did Cenk take an Ambien?
This is not a delaying tactic.
More gaslighting from Cenk Uygur. This is nuts.
Why on God's green earth, if you've ever watched the Young Turks or read any of the people that I mentioned, why would they want to delay?
There he is getting his $20 million from Clinton donors.
So how do you do this? Well, the first thing you would do is start 2 years ago. Now, good news for you guys. I did that. I started 2 years ago.
This is just nuts. This is nuts. This is like he's become the Glenn Beck of Sean Hannity's.
In a situation like this, you would have had to have lined up a progressive to run against her to make it more effective. Again, that didn't happen. But next time, by the way, there's going to be a speakership. We should do it in earlier than that. I'll explain that in a second. But if you're going to do it in just a speakership, well, you should get it ready. Start getting that ready now. Who's going to run against Pelosi or Jeffries or whoever the conservative Democrats are? We should start to coalesce around a leader. Now, maybe one might be on the way. That's another story. Nina Turner.
Unfortunately, huge news. Nina Turner came out and gave a very short speech. It was unfortunately a concession speech. It's over. So Nina's lost.
Guys, don't trust people that don't know anything about politics. The core Force the Vote is super frustrated at Democratic leadership. And you're right, you should be. Asking them nicely is nonsense.
Watch this. You ready for this? Hold on to your ready? Hold on to your watch this. This is awesome.
We are trying to get the minimum wage increase into the COVID relief bill. We must get the presiding chair to say that minimum wage is part of reconciliation. And so who is the presiding chair? Well, that's the vice president. And I say that without being sarcastic or anything like that. I'm being serious, and I'm reaching out to K-Hive and to Kamala Harris supporters and fans and to Kamala Harris herself. And it's not just me, it's a lot of people who are reaching out. And we're all asking, and I mean, you really cannot phrase it any more polite and better and positive and with hope and love. Save us, Kamala.
What the fuck?
And that's even the hashtag that we're gonna use. Hashtag save us, Kamala, because you can. So if you love Kamala Harris and you believe in Kamala Harris, encourage her that she actually does have the power. Just remind her and say, we would love it and you would be our hero.
Text me, Cenk. What is going on?
So please sign the petition, use the hashtag #SaveUsKamala. Make sure you're tagging at Kamala Harris so she receives it.
He goes on, more craziness. You want to see more? This is nuts.
And then the last part of it is, last time we did videos, guys, and that also worked great. Just a quick 30-second video saying why it matters to you, how Kamala Harris can help save you or someone you know or someone you don't know. TikTok, help us. K-pop. Meet K-Hive.
He's having a meltdown.
And let's have dozens, hundreds, one day maybe thousands of these videos saying, save us, Kamala. You can put the minimum wage in there. It can pass. It can double people's salaries. Let's do it now.
Let her know that she is fully empowered to do this and she should definitely carry it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why everyone in K-Hive wouldn't join us. Guys, I want you to understand, you have the power to change the world. You do.
And just so you know, that's horrible what he's doing. What he's doing is disgusting. What he's doing is disgusting.
Follow what we're saying, and I guarantee you results, and I guarantee you victory in the end. Hey, everybody. So here we go. I'm going to burn my bridges. I got to tell you what's the reality about progressives in Congress. So let me be clear, they do not have bad intent. This is meant to be constructive. They all mean well, okay? They're good people. Let me challenge them, but in a good way. I'm not drawing some sort of line and saying, oh, that's it. Will we give them a second, third chance? Yes, as long as there's something real, okay? They're good people. But tonight they'll meet and they will very, 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 very likely decide to do nothing about putting $15 minimum wage back into the COVID relief bill. And that means we will lose on $15 minimum wage. But it also means, and this is the most disheartening part, and this is why I'm doing this video and telling you guys, that means we will lose from here on out. If they don't turn around, either tonight or ever, we have no chance of winning. They've got to hold the line. If they don't hold the line, there's no hope. All right. Anyway, you know what they got to do. They know what they got to do. If they don't do it, it's okay. There's no threats here. There's no nothing here.
Bernie Sanders did try to get the minimum wage increase, the $15 an hour minimum wage increase, added as an amendment to the COVID aid package. And so there was a vote, and they voted 58-42 to block it from being added to the COVID aid bill.
Well, now we know who the 8 are. We know who to pin it on. And instantly we have a petition. Maggie Hassan, hey, Maggie Hassan, you got an election in 2022. Good luck. Good luck raising money from it, because as you're about to see, I don't think a single progressive should ever volunteer for you, donate for you. Not a single dollar. You got your corporate friends. You got it. You just told us you got it. I'm just going to rely on corporations. Have at it, Haas.
While a number of Democratic senators voted against including the minimum wage increase, one decided to have a little bit of fun with it. And so here is Senator Kristen Sinema during the vote.
Miss Sinema.
This is Sinema raising her hand going, I will do anything for corporate donors. Anything at all. That explains the mystery of why kick us when we're down. Because she's signaling to corporations, I'm the worst of the worst, so make sure you back me for my higher ambitions. The bubble is super thick, and that bubble says progressives are irrelevant. They have no power at all. In fact, you will have more power if you kick a progressive on your way, just gratuitously. And so the petition is tyt.com/petitions/thehateful8. And yes, it's a play on the movie, okay? But it's also because of the cinema dance and the purse and the cake and rubbing our faces in it. So if you're gonna hate on us, okay, then you're the hateful 8, and we're never gonna vote for you. We're never gonna give you a single dollar. Go kiss more corporate ass and see how that turns out.
But really fast, let me throw one extra fact out, Cenk. The net worth of the 8 Democrats who voted it down, and what do you know? They're not like you or I at all. They're actually quite wealthy.
So don't ever vote for them. If they're not gonna do, look guys, this is the bare minimum. We're not talking about Medicare for all, Green New Deal. Those are great things and we wanna get to those. They're saying, no, we were all lying. We're not even gonna do the smallest progressive proposal. So take them at their word. They're liars, and they're never gonna do anything that they told you. I mean, they're rubbing your face in it. Oh, go find some other suckers. tyt.com/petitions/thehateful8. Never vote for them. Never make the mistake of giving them $1.
You know, everybody had a lot of questions about Cenk before this, but this just solidifies it. He's over. This is ridiculous.
And
Fuck Aaron Monte. Yeah, fuck you. Anyway, let's move on. Let's end the freaking.
Even Roger Waters from Pink Floyd got involved. You want to hear what he had to say?
Yeah, of course, sure.
What
yeah.
a fucking stupid prick. And that woman, I haven't the faintest idea who she is, but she obviously can't read or write. To listen to that garbage and disgusting and foul mouth. She's clearly not in the prime of youth. I am not going to waste my borrow on whatever the young fucks are, because that was disgusting.
Yeah.
And I've heard bad things about them for a long time.
Anna Kasperian then tweeted out a link to a clipped video that was deceptively edited. There's the video, the deceptively edited video first.
Assad is understandably a hero.
So here's the full quote. Ready? Here we go.
To people who've just lived through a war where the alternative is living under Saudi-armed fanatics, Assad is understandably a hero because he's the face.
The next thing she's going to do is accuse Aaron of sexually harassing her. Because that's what she's going to try to do to me now. Because this is bothering them so much.
She kind of did.
Oh, she did? What did she say?
She accused him of harassing her. She accused him of harassment.
So watch this. She did this to me. She sent a DM to me last night. The last DM she sent me was April 14, 2016. Watching you guys kick ass right now. That was her last DM to me. She says, I'm sure you remember when you constantly made inappropriate comments about how sexy you found me at work, and even felt the need to ask me where I shop for my jeans so you can buy a pair for your wife so she dresses better. That was followed by an apology card you wrote me for the degrading harassment. I've been holding back, letting you run your mouth nonstop as if you're some sort of warrior for what's good in the world. That's going to change. I did ask her about, I want to buy a pair of jeans like that for my wife. Apparently that's offensive to her. And I'll tell you this story. The story about that was followed by an apology card you wrote me for degrading harassment. Anna Kasperian used to dress, when I worked there, unbelievably inappropriately for a newsroom. She looked like she was going to a rave. The skirt, one time she came into the newsroom with a skirt so short. It wasn't a pencil skirt. It was like a fluffy one too, but so short that she bent over in front of me and I literally saw her ass. And I go, hey, Anna, nice news skirt. So let's bring in Max. Now, Max, where would you like to take the conversation?
Unfortunately, Jimmy Dore used to work here. It's a decision I deeply regret. Both Anna and I got frustrated, and at one point she sent him a DM that Jimmy's gonna talk about in this clip that we're gonna show you. And it was basically saying, look, we know all these things about you that we haven't shared before, in a way of saying, we are holding back while you're going nuts.
Yeah.
Right?
And so I sent him that DM because the harassment has continued. It's not sexual harassment, it's been constant harassment online that wouldn't go away. Doesn't matter if I ignore him, which some of my friends, my leftist friends have told me, just ignore him, it'll go away. Just ignore him, ignore him. Kept going and going and going, directing trolls at me nonstop. And finally I couldn't take it anymore. So I sent him that message saying, you remember what you did to me.
This is not about canceling anyone.
I don't want you in our audience.
Don't watch us. I don't want you watching us.
And you don't even have to bother contacting me to tell me how disappointed you are. Cancel your membership. Like, we're literally telling you that right now.
I know, but those are 90% right-wing trolls.
I know, period. That's it.
Yeah, Jimmy made up my position on Syria. Out of whole cloth, every part of this is a lie. Let's watch.
They were pro-bombing Syria in 2014, 17. Cenk said Trump didn't bomb Syria enough. So he's all for bombing brown people.
I'm all for bombing brown people. We were never in favor of bombing Syria. Never, ever, ever.
If you did a massive bombing strike on points of actual pain for the Syrian military, anytime they use chemical weapons, it might be an interesting deterrent. I would do assistance to the rebels, and I would do a no-fly zone. And it might cost even some, troops. We don't know once you start something where it'll wind up. I'd love to decapitate all the leaders in North Korea and set that country free. But we might lose Seoul, South Korea, and millions of people. We can't do it, right? And if we can do it in Syria and help some people, well, okay, that's a good place to start. I think that our air power in Libya was effective.
These Ivorians, repatriated to the Ivory Coast from Libya, say they risk being sold into slavery.
And a lot of people objected when we went into Libya, and we spent a lot of political capital going into Libya, and we succeeded there, roughly, right?
As soon as you arrive in Libya, the first thing that happens is that you are taken away and sold.
It's not a panacea, but it's better than no assistance that we've given to the rebels. We're going to show you the body of a 13-year-old boy that was killed in Syria. They broke his kneecaps, his elbows. You'll see in the video there appears to be these horrible burn marks. They beat him. I believe they broke his jaw. His face is all puffed up and bruised and battered. He's 13 years old. Here's another disturbing part of the story. They apparently castrated him. And obviously this is Syria, so don't attribute this to any other country. But when you see this happening to a 13-year-old boy and you see it in the video, what happened? sometimes the government can't recover from that.
And he did say that we can send in small arms to the rebels after we confirmed last time around that it was chemical weapons.
Right.
Those arms have not yet arrived. So if hope is on the way, it's slow getting there. It's held up in the mail.
Now, our allies are often a pain in the ass. How much trouble has Israel gotten us into? Israel was not on the side of attacking for 2.5 years. I don't know why Israel flipped on it, but they did. So is that part of our decision making? Have you been paying attention to American politics? Of course it's part of our decision making, but I don't view that as nefarious. So final conclusion, 3-1, we were against Jimmy Dore. If it's bilateral, and I know there's a huge amount of downside, Jimmy, and in the end you might be proven right anyway.
Hey everyone, this is Glenn Greenwald. Welcome to a special edition of System Update. So the episode in question is a conflict that is still raging between, as I said, a variety of principally YouTube commentators, large ones with a large audience, such as Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasperian, who are the longtime stars of the Young Turks, which is, I think, the largest or one of the largest center-left or liberal outlets on YouTube, as well as the journalist Aaron Mate, who writes for The Gray Zone and was one of the few left-wing skeptics of Russiagate, as well as Jimmy Dore, who hosts his own show on YouTube. And as I said, I want to avoid the personal drama and instead focus on what I think matters. And there are things that matter here because they relate to and illustrate broader themes.
So guys, we're gonna do a bonus episode here about Glenn Greenwald's attack on Anna. It was vicious and it was completely false. Glenn, I thought, was a great journalist. Now I'm not really sure about any of his past stories. Did he hide evidence on purpose in all of those? I don't know. The only thing that matters is the cult of Jimmy Dore, which I can't believe Glenn Greenwald has joined. Jesus, Glenn, you have no self-respect at all. In the video, he says a couple of times, yeah, it happens with women. Sometimes it happens with women that they don't say anything about sexual harassment, they come out later. But in the case of Anna, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, what do I do? Jimmy just goes out and goes, oh, you're gonna attack me? I caught feelings. Oh, that's it, everybody, all my cult, go out and tell everybody I caught feelings, right? So I'll tell you already, I'm a sexual harasser. Ah! You people sicken me. That is so sad and sick. I feel sick about all of this. I saw Jimmy during the break sometimes, and I thought this is just some rapport they had or something. Not just with the Ron Placones of the world, but with Steph. Yell at her that she didn't yell at his, that she didn't laugh at his jokes enough. You better laugh at my non-jokes, right? But Glenn can't tell. I don't know. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? And then he says at the end, she looked bad. Yeah, I guess Glenn agrees. The victim looked bad, and my poor beloved friend, who is not emotionally toxic, okay, was the victim here. Jimmy's the victim. Look, you guys are seeing all the videos for yourselves. So if you think Jimmy's the victim, great, have at it, okay? I never want to see you guys. Don't watch the show. You can troll. I don't care about any of it. Now I don't know anything about Jimmy. I don't know anything about Glenn. I thought I knew these guys, and apparently none of us ever knew them at all. Monsters. So,
you guys all got to make up. You and Dore.
No, hell no.
Hell no.
F
No.
Dore, he could F the hell out.
I like
I wish I
all
could
of
curse
yous.
on this
I
show.
like all of yous.
Yeah, he sexually harassed me at work for years, for literally years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's garbage. He's a trash
So
person.
I told you it was
Not
tough. You had me. You know what it is?
Well, you brought it up, so I'm going to speak my piece.
Hey, bitch, why did you take our checks?
I opened it up. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, because I need to clarify for the bitch. If you thought we were taking money from Nancy Pelosi and the CIA, why did you take our money?
You guys not mad at me?
Why did you take our money, Jimmy, huh? You goddamn liar, and you know it. And because he's a greedy little prick who likes to lie nonstop, he goes, ooh, I'll be a right-winger. Vaccines, oh, no, I'm scared about vaccines. Oh, no, now he says the Green Party might be with the CIA.
No, the Green Party is the establishment.
Oh, it's the establishment. No, don't give money to anybody else but Jimmy. Oh, I think Amy Goodman might be CIA. Give me the money instead. That's goddamn Jimmy Dore for you. But they say, oh, right wing, you give me more money. Oh, I'll pleasure you. I'll do anything you want.
That's who Jimmy Dore is. That's who Tim Pool is. That's who Dave Rubin is. I'm not that guy.
No, it's a joke. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I was trying to make a joke out. I was trying to make a joke out of it.
And in the end, because the only thing that hates the Young Turks more than their ex-viewers is karma itself. And Mrs. Karma had a great gift for Anna Kasperian because of the evil actions she did with her asshole. No, Anna, no.
So Anna's got a new show, No Filter.
Welcome to No Filter. I'm your host, Anna Kasperian, and this show is gonna be bananas. Now, before we get to all the fun, I'd like to remind you about how you can help the show by making it more visible to the masses. Please leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to this show. Leaving a rating helps to get No Filter featured, and the crew here, including Craig, would be forever grateful if you did just that. Okay.